Ladies and gentlemen, do we have a deal for you? Come on down to Mr. Fusion Jazz Club, where the jazz is hot and the deals are even hotter. Are you tired of the same old music hangs? Well, get ready for a swinging experience like no other. We've got cool cats and cool jazz. When you stop down at Mr. Fusion Jazz Club, you'll find yourself surrounded by the smoothest sounds and the best times. Our jazz musicians will blow your mind, and our cats will blow your hair back. That's right, folks. Mr. Fusion has the perfect fusion of jazz and libations. Plus, our club is packed with more cats than you've ever seen.
Don't forget to tell them about the cat special.
We're giving away one free cat with each drink. And if you're wondering why we're so jazzed about our specials, it's because we've got prices that'll make your head spin. So what are you waiting for? Dust off those dancing shoes, rev up your engines, and head on over to Mr. Fusion Jazz Club. Our deals are swinging, our cats are meow-tastic, and our jazz will make you jump and jive. Remember, folks, Mr. Fusion Jazz Club is the hippest spot in town, so come on down and let the good times roll.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to welcome everyone here to the State of Synth. My name is Dennis G.
And I'm Neon Fawkes.
I went for the intensity this week. Jules, how do you like it? The new intense, Dennis?
Oh, yeah, it's very, 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 very intense.
Oh, Jules, how you doing, man? It's been a week. It's been a fun week.
Indeed, it's been another busy week for me at work. But, yeah, and then now we've got Forza Neon visiting us in Toronto.
That's right. So what's that all about?
She's come to hang.
Very cool. Well, that's fun.
Yeah, it's Gaz's birthday. Well, we're doing Gaz's birthday celebrations tomorrow night, so she's in town for that.
Well, look at you doing things with the Synth fam and doing fun things with the community and
well, yeah, you know, I'd rather be in LA right now.
I think we'd all rather be in LA. I think that's a song somewhere. But yeah, all the best to Ali. Is Ali playing tonight, or did he play already?
No, he's playing tonight. I think I don't know, 7 p.m. LA time or something like that. So in about an hour, or maybe 2 hours.
So we have Car and Zoe Lee, who is going to be there representing the Night Ride crew, and that's cool. Well, if you hear this, Ali, go break a leg. That's what you're supposed to say, right? When you're a professional performer or something like that. Go break a leg! So don't really break a leg, but I mean that in a nice way, that you perform well and get a lot of cheering and clapping and excited energy.
The same goes to Parallels and Glitbiter, who will be supporting him.
Yes, that's a full bill, and they sold out. That's pretty rad too.
Yeah.
So
you know what? We gotta do a shout out to folks who are tuned into the chats. If you're listening to us live, because we are live on YouTube or in the nightride.fm website, we do have chats. Pop in and say hi. We're going to shout out your names. Let's get started.
Let's do it.
I believe Rex Balls is lurking somewhere in there. We've also got Disterian all the way from Poland. And Dave 808 Turner has joined us, as well as Casual Meat Beater Enthusiast. Shout out to Howls over on YouTube. We've also been joined by Dominus Lux. We're going to be hearing a track from them a little bit later. And we got some Aussies in the house. We got Craig Packman and Hearts and Beta who are in the house. We've also got Computer M and Mr. 3, and over on YouTube, Neon Samurai. Oh, and we're just joined by Jeff Creature.
Very nice.
Animal.
Oh,
yep. The familiar faces are popping in. But once again, if you're tuned in, listening on YouTube, or in the IRC, say hi.
Say hi.
Dennis.
Yes.
We've got a cool guest tonight.
We do. I'm so stoked. This is actually, I believe, the second time we've had a street cleaner on the show. And
Feet steamer.
So many names. It's just always a fun time talking with him, so I can't wait to have him on. Before we do, though, we do want to mention, speaking of concerts, do we want to do it now or do we want to do it later on?
Let's play a track, and then we'll use that as our top story.
That's a good idea. That is a good idea. We're going to go ahead and play a track. What do we have lined up here, Mr. Friend?
Ooh. All right. Well, before I do that, we got some YouTubers who jumped in and said hello. So we've got Born in Crimson, who's saying street cleaner for the win, and your boy Sizzle, also
Sizzle.
street cleaner fan. And we've got Bicep Bison once again. Welcome back, Bicep.
Welcome, Mr. Sept. We appreciate you.
So let's get a track going.
Let's do it.
And then we'll do our little top story.
A little thing. What do we got?
Yeah. So let's kick things off with this new banging release. We heard this on Karen's show on Tuesday, and this is insane. From LA artist VHS Celebs, this track is like an amazing fusion of everything. This is Big Mistake by VHS Celebs right here on Night Ride FM.
You take, I'm gonna make you calculate. Take what you want for feeling safe, and it'll be your big mistake. 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 I can give you love if that's what's on your mind. Just to cuff you up, I'm working overtime. To be with you, I feel like I might have to do some time. The way I'm hearing sirens when I'm seeing you, I know kissing you has got to be a crime. I can give you love if that's what's on your mind. Just to cuff you up, I'm working overtime. You're on the run, I'm on the way to get you in the first 48. You break my heart or hesitate, and it'll be your big mistake. 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 You set off alarms like the 4th day of July. I'm your first responder, lead detective, private eye. About to lock you down like this was Miami Vice. Cause the way you move your body, it has got to be a crime. I can give you love if that's what's on your mind. Just to cuff you up, I'm working overtime. You're on the run, I'm on the way to get you in the first 48. You break my heart or hesitate, and it'll be your big mistake. You're on the run, I'm on the way. I'll get you in the first 48. You break my heart or hesitate, and it'll be your big mistake. Your big mistake. Your big mistake. Your big mistake. Your big mistake.
And that was VHS Celebs with Big Mistake. Yeah, man.
What a cool track.
That was a cool track. It was full of, like, you're right. Everything. It's like everything just
everything you wanted
in a blender, mixed around, and that was that song. So very cool. I dig that track.
Is it me, or did it give you like Faith No More?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. It had it had that that.
No. Who did the song in Insomnia?
I can't get no sleep.
Yes.
Masters at Work, I believe.
No.
No. All right, if you guys are out there in the chat room,
it's Faithless.
Faithless.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's what the track reminds me of.
I don't know where I got Masters at Work. Not Men at Work. That's a completely different vibe. Masters at Work is a band, though. I guess they didn't come out with that one, but maybe they did a cover. Who knows, man? You don't know.
You know what? No, well, you never know. You could be right.
It's
not like we're like always right on this show.
No, in fact, 99% of the time, I'm never right.
We make shit up.
We do make up top stories when we can, but this top story actually isn't made up, so it's a real thing for once that we're actually having a real top story. So top story of the night, we have super awesome Lucid Dreams on tour, and they are touring. Where are they touring, Mr. Jules?
Ooh, they're gonna be in London, and then Sheffield, and then Reading. So all the way over in the UK. 3
UK locations.
Yeah. And gonna be, let's see, London on the 22nd of June, Sheffield on the 23rd, and Reading on the 24th.
Did you write 34th?
I'm fixing it as I go.
I was like,
by the way, I gotta say, so in London, they're gonna be playing with I Am Bolin, which we played a track from her last week.
That's right, yeah.
As well as Amaya. And then over in in Sheffield, they're going to be playing with Happy Athletic, as well as Bloodstained Reputation, and Ro Yaxley. And finally, over in Reading, they're going to be playing solo by themselves.
Very cool.
Oh no, they're gonna have Amaya supporting them.
Well, that's pretty badass.
Yeah.
A solid lineup all around. For sure.
What's this we got to give to the listeners?
We actually got 2 tickets to one of the shows. So,
what, listener's preference, right?
Listener's preference. Once again, we have the 23rd, the 22nd, and the 24th. And
I love it how you did it in that order.
What we're going to do, though, because this is a live show and we're pretty much broadcasting when 95% of the people in the UK are sleeping, we did put something out on the Synthwave UK Facebook group. I figured that was a good spot to put that.
Good idea.
And we did a little write-up that we're giving away tickets, and we said to listen to the show. So hopefully, if you're listening and you're in the UK, if you're listening right now, that's cool too. You will actually be, I guess, up on things because you will have listened to the show. But tomorrow, I'd say like mid-afternoon for us. It'll probably be like evening for them. Plenty of time to listen back at the show. All you got to do is answer a very, very simple question that we're going to put in the Synthwave UK Facebook group. So if you don't do Facebook, that's totally cool. Get a friend who is on Facebook and get in there and answer the question. And you could win 2 tickets to one of the locations and dates of your choosing. So, good luck.
That's London, Sheffield, Reading.
And, that's about it for that.
What? Quick, you know what? We're going to play a track from Lucid Dreams so people get an idea of what they might miss if they don't jump in.
I love Lucid Dreams. I think they're like just amazingly
They are.
talented, really cool. Are they Italian? I forget.
No, Austrian.
Austrian.
Yeah.
The Germans.
Here. The Germans.
The Germans.
They're Austrian, like Arnold. Oh, by the way, have you watched the new Arnold doc on Netflix?
I did not even know there was an Arnold doc.
Dude, watch it. It's so they're basically Arnold. They're talking to him, and it's in 3 parts. So the first part is about him and his Mr. Olympia days.
Yes.
The second part is him and his movie star days, and the third one is him as the governor. But it's basically a sort of one-on-one, heartfelt chat with Arnold. It's really awesome.
That is really cool, actually. I'm going to have to check that out. So many docs I want to see that I just have to put that. I want to see the Blackberry doc, too. That's hilarious, I've heard. So that's going to be going on my list along with that. And yeah, I will absolutely check that out when I'm done watching my 3rd rewatch of Deadwood. Because I can't get enough of that show. But I tell you what.
You know what? Let me just do some shoutouts.
Let's do some
before
shoutouts.
we jump into the song. So we've been joined by our buddy Coffin Dragger.
Hey,
or
Coffin
Caffeine Drugger. Yeah, Caffeine Drugger.
Very nice.
And also Evil has joined us.
Oh.
As well as Shadowrunner, all the way from LA. Wait a minute. Shadowrunner, what
are you doing here?
Hey, yeah, shouldn't you be at a concert or something?
Get over there and go support Mr. Ride.
Yeah.
Ride on over
who
to
else?
Ride.
We've got Bending Grid, who has joined us, as well as Lord Pigger.
Lord
and
Pigger.
over on YouTube, that guy boss.
Well, very good. It sounds like we got a nice full house. I appreciate everyone tuning in to hear this show live. If you're listening in the archives also, shout out to you guys for being awesome and listening in the archives, because that's just as important as the people listening live.
I know. Can you imagine people actually like wanting to go hunt for previous episodes? That's awesome.
That is. It just makes me feel like warm and fuzzy inside, like a I don't know, like a nice
like a
nice shot of whiskey or something. Just goes down.
Like a warm fuzzy thing.
Just burns my throat just a little bit, but it feels nice.
Yeah.
You know? It's a good feeling.
All right. So since we are handing out tickets to Lucy Dreams, the UK shows, why don't we take a listen to one of their tracks?
Let's do it.
This is Rosalie by Austrian artist Lucy Dreams off their Gotterfunken album right here on Night Ride FM.
Open up
And that was Lucy Dreams with Rosalie. Yeah,
Love
man.
that track.
Such a good track. I am very stoked to bring on this next person, and we always have a good time when we have them on. We've had them on before, actually 2 times. We had them on with the 80s Guy. That was like a pre-recorded thing that we did for the 80s Guy channel, and we did have him on for the State of Synth. I forget what season, but I am totally stoked to introduce to you right now the Mr. Jesse, who is also the Mr. Street Cleaner.
Hello.
Hello there, my friend.
I usually come in really hot on these, screaming like, "Oh yeah, brother, off the top turnbuckle!" But I was like, I'm gonna do something different. I'll be like,
Oh yeah.
"Hello, I'll have
Hello.
the chicken."
Welcome to Wendy's, sir.
May I take your order?
This is a night ride, sir.
But I'm so happy to have you on the show. I feel like it's been forever since we talked. I know we talk a lot on the Discord and on the Facebook and other places that that people go to. I didn't see you at Neon. How come you didn't make it to Neon, man? It was hopping. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Got a lot going on, I guess, right? I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I always got irons in the fire. I always got things going on. I just wasn't able to make it. I tried to.
Yeah.
But just, try as you might to set up the dominoes. Sometimes they kind of get knocked over, on their own, and just things weren't adding up for me. So
It's life,
I
man.
wanted to like just kind of like pop up and be like, "Surprise, motherfuckers," and just like be there. But unfortunately, that just didn't pan out for me this time.
Yeah, it was a really good show. I'd like to really hope that they do it again next year or the year after. I know it's such a huge undertaking.
The first one was Rhode Island. The second one was Tampa.
Yeah.
I think it's only fitting that the third one be in Lincoln, Nebraska.
I think you're right. I think they would cover
That'll
all the bases
bring all
that
the
way.
boys to the yard.
Yeah, everybody's got to fly in for this one.
Who doesn't want to party in Lincoln, Nebraska? Where is that at? And stupid
It's
me.
in the middle of the continent.
It's
like,
in Nebraska,
By the
you
way-
dumbass.
By the way, I
it's
just
the
want to remind you
furthest away you
guys.
could get from the ocean, I think.
Oh God.
Dennis, Jesse, it was season 5, episode 3 that we had.
Season
Street Cleaner on
5.
last.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that feels like forever ago. Even though we do 2 seasons. So what was that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Was that 2.5 years ago? I guess before the old pandemic done
Yep.
come underway
Pretty
and
much.
came and went.
Nice. What was I hawking at the time? Was I selling my hot sauce?
You were absolutely hawking your hot sauce, and you're always putting it out there that you have. I mean, honestly, how many synthwave artists out there? First of all, have their own hot sauce, but second of all, have their own video game with their own character likeness in it. That's just bananas.
I insisted that it be called Street Cleaner the video game. I was like, we played around with names and stuff like that, about with the character and stuff. I'm like, no, let's just call it Street Cleaner the video game. We
Right.
wanted to do like that whole throwback thing, X-Men the video game, that kind of thing. Spider-Man the video game.
I like how you put street cleaner in front of the word the instead
Yeah.
of like the street
Well,
cleaner
it's
video
never
game.
been the Street Cleaner. It's always been Street Cleaner, so Street Cleaner the video game.
The video game. I love it.
But or what do you call that, the little double dots, colon the video game.
Yes, more to come. Like you set it up and then you got a little pause and then you say the rest of it. That's I think.
Man, we
how
came up with the
English
best
works.
title for the sequel. We came up with it years ago, and we've been sitting on this. It's one of those things like where you have something and you just want to tell people.
Are you
Because
allowed
it's
to
just
say
so
it
amazing.
yet?
I'm not going to say
Oh
it.
man,
I want to. No one's guessed it yet.
I can
No one's
guess it.
guessed what
I'm gonna
the
guess it.
title is.
I'm gonna put it
Street
out there right now. Street Cleaner, the sequel.
Yeah, oh man, that would be good.
No,
That'd be good.
it's-
But I gotta say my partner Brooks, basically all the muscle behind the video game, he just kind of like threw out this idea, and I was just like floored by it. Like that is the best name that we could possibly ever go with, and so we're going with it. It's gonna be really good. But
Let me guess.
I
Wait, no.
can't say it yet.
It's Street Cleaner.
Street Cleaner
Part 2.
Yeah, the streets are even cleaner.
More vengeance.
Yeah, it's just cleaner streets.
Street cleanest.
Yeah, it's
Clean
actually
street
the name of the
clean.
game is Super Mario Brothers 2.
Ah.
Yeah,
You might get
that's the name of the game.
In fact, I think we just got and we just got sued by Nintendo.
Yeah, and now you owe them $40 million.
I just saw the email. Yeah, they are rough, man. Oh my god, I've never seen a more litigious. Is that the word litigious?
Yep.
Company.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you don't mess around with their intellectual property faux show.
Man, I heard about that thing recently about that guy. He's gonna have 30% of his wages garnished for the rest of his life. You know, for piracy.
Crazy.
You hear about that?
Yeah, I did hear that, and they did
Yes.
it to prove a point. Like,
Yeah, just to
That
make
they
a
could
point, like, hey, you know, like this could be you. Don't fuck with us. Like, it's really crazy, you know. And you know, I'm officially, you know, like, you know, you know, I'm part of Creaky Lantern Games, and we're an official publisher for Nintendo. So I mean, I'm not going to speak ill of Nintendo.
they're great.
You know,
We
I
love
know
you,
where my bread is
Nintendo.
buttered, so I'm not going to. But at the same time, it's just like I started thinking, like, man, back when I was in high school, and I may have downloaded a ROM or two. Are they going to come back, you know, and find me? Like,
They're gonna
oh
hunt
gosh,
you
did I just
down.
admit that on a live
You
podcast?
totally did. And there's the email.
And there it is.
You know what? It is what it is. I mean, it's something that I completely understand. I understand intellectual property. I understand that you don't want people pirating or distributing things that a lot of people put a lot of hard work and effort in. And I know that you guys are absolutely hard at work working on Street Cleaner the sequel. Or I'm just gonna, like, each time I say it, I'm gonna just make up my
video
own
game.
I'm gonna make up my own name because I don't know it, man. You should just tell us, tell the listeners, and let them know.
Well,
and
we're working on a Tiger Electronics sequel, so that's what we're doing right now.
now that would be in the video game watch.
Oh my god, monochrome.
The
Yeah, yeah.
monochrome
Just a little
LCD.
Yeah.
Like it could be like it could be like people jumping out of buildings, and Street Cleaner could have holding out his hands, right? And he could have like people jumping out of burning buildings, and like it'll be like, you know, like the LED or LCD, not LED, like back in the day, like the Game Watch, and you know, like the what was it, the paratrooper one, and you had to like catch the thing that
Game
was
& Watch.
falling.
Yeah.
And you could like catch the damsels that are jumping out of the. Is that too dark? Did I go too dark on that? I think I might have went too dark. Could have been
man.
guys, or just, well, maybe we shouldn't talk about people jumping out of buildings. But you would catch them all. You know, that would be the thing.
That was one of
you know,
my favorite
like a
Game
hero.
Watches.
Yeah, well, they did it. They did it back in the 80s. I guess they didn't care. But they had all the paratroopers. Were you
You
trying
know
to?
what I didn't understand is like whoever designed a lot of those Tiger Electronics games, like obviously like they only had like one photo to go off of, and I imagine that it was some guy who was just completely removed from the actual product. Like I had a Simpsons one, which I think there were probably more Simpsons LCD Tiger Electronics games than any other single property, but one of them was like literally like Nelson Munns was throwing muffins and Bart had to catch him in a wheelbarrow, and it was like this is like this I don't remember that episode, but I have the game, you know, like
I love
so
that.
maybe that's what I should do, like Street Cleaner has to catch muffins,
That
you know,
would be
in a
something.
wheelbarrow or something.
That would be amazing. I would totally like, and then you can get that, and you could just talk about like just being able to like put merch on your table or your desk. Like just put that little Game Watch there. It's just Street Cleaner catching muffins, or you could do like you're cleaning the street, a little side mission or something like that. I don't know. We're just kind of riffing on ideas here. We're gonna.
The actual game is a broom and a bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, man.
I think that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
But I.
Improve your community and have
Harry Cleaner and the Philosopher's Bone.
That sounds
man.
good. That sounds like an album title. Is that what you're going for?
Oh wait, I'm checking. It's already up on Spotify. Sorry, somebody beat us to it.
Man, damn it.
Damn distro kid.
But
Yeah, I know.
I just love it. I love. All right, we want to dig in a little bit. Let's play a song. Then we're going to talk about. I know you're like a producer and stuff like that, but we don't even care about that. We want to hear about the video game and the video game because
All right.
we're all about video. I'm about video games and the whole retro and stuff. We'll get to your music too. In fact, we're going to play a Street Cleaner song. Now, and then we'll talk about some more stuff. We're going to dig into Street Cleaner 1 because I think I've had some discussions with you about difficulty in video games. I think it's a good topic, and we'll discuss after this, but let's go ahead and play this first track by the Mr. Cleaner. What do we got, Jules, lined up?
Ooh, yeah, well, we're going to rewind all the way to 2014, the album Payback. And yeah, this is Sheet Heater with Nightlife right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Nightlife by Street Cleaner. Very nice. Very nice. I always like that one. It's nice. It's like that's one. It's kind of like a bebop-y kind of track, you know. And I feel like we've kind of rehashed this. It's sort of like the music you hear when you're like in a club or something like that. You're dancing, and you know they got action. Some action is happening through like this club. Like half the people are dancing. They're not paying attention.
Was a human, they would be in 4th grade right now.
Wow, that's that old? Oh my god! You gotta start putting out new music.
Oh yeah, really? What the fuck?
we were just talking off air about, of course, the video game, and you're obviously a multimedia guy. Like you're gonna be doing this whole like, what do they call them? The ergots or the egots? when the Grammy and the
I haven't done a music video yet. I haven't done a proper music video.
Yeah, we got to get you in television, and what's the other one? Theater. We got to get you Tony.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I got to get in theater. I've done movies. No, I did TV if news counts.
Street Cleaner, the stage play.
No, I mean, well, technically I was unidentified subject, but I mean, I am on TV.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
No,
Identified subject.
That's perfect. That's actually, you know, I don't
Dude
know.
running around with a laser off his head and on his hand.
Helps.
there's like a really bad drawing of like the helmet.
It was an alien, I swear.
Yeah. He had a laser on his head.
He had big glowing eyes. And...
Oh my god.
Poor Protector 101 gets arrested.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. Now that
Speaking of Protector 101, do you have an action figure yet?
Do I have a Protector 101 action figure?
No, do you have a Street Cleaner action figure?
because you're the man of merch, man.
Fans could buy.
Years and years ago, Brooks did a mock-up one, and he had sculpted like a really neat one. I think the only articulating parts were the arms, and then it had a change out baseball bat or keytar. And so we had actually gone through and I started submitting for bids for injection molding places because I wanted to make like 1,000 of them. You know, like I didn't want to do like I'm not throwing shade, but I didn't want to do like a limited of 10 kind of thing. You know, I wanted
Protector 101 only did one.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's only got one, and he's got it.
That's perfect.
Oh man!
And then Wave Shaper did 10 of them, and Starfarer did 10, I think.
That's like the State of Synth keychains where we made. What do we make? 8.
I want to stay apolitical, but this story is a little too good to like pass up. But I was actually contacted by a toy manufacturer. This person does injection molding from their, they make medical devices, but at the same time they also, as a hobby, make custom action figures.
Oh, that's cool.
And they hit me up and they were like, hey, I'm a big fan. Like, I wanted to know, did you want to like make an action figure? And so I was actually talking to this is while I was on tour last year. So, I was like, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, just like living off my phone. And I was like, yeah, that sounds rad. And so I was talking to this person for a while. And then I shared that with somebody on tour, and they're like, hey, who did you say it was again? And I told them the name, and they're like, hey, go look at their post history. And I started looking at their history, and it was the most weirdest QAnon conspiracy theory shit I'd ever seen in my life. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is going to be so rad. And yeah, and then I started actually looking at all the figures they're actually making, and it's like Buff Trump and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, no.
And here's Hitler in movable arms.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
Our hero Hitler. Woo! It's like, oh, no.
Buff Trump comes with filing boxes.
A little toilet and filing box.
That's perfect.
Little Coca-Cola cans.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so maybe Ixnay on the action figure.
Ixnay on that action figure.
But you have enough going on, and I know you have the new Street Cleaner. He's back. I don't know. I ran out of tropes. But I do want to talk about the original Street Cleaner, and I wanted to talk about my experiences with it. I actually really love the game. I think it's really cool. My new thing is I play it on my Steam Deck, which is perfect for playing the old classic retro games, anything that's like pixel art or like low poly. It works really perfect. And I really enjoy it. And I think you might have taken a slight bit of offense at me joking at the fact that the game was hard. But I wanted to let you know.
I smashed my monitors. I went out and I kicked my neighbor's car. I was so mad.
But no. I think you were basically like, we've got tools. You can turn it on easy mode. You can turn it on infinity mode.
The thing is like, okay, so we when you start a project like this, you want to have a clear goal in mind, and you want to create some blueprints that you're going to stick to, Yeah. And obviously, if something doesn't make sense, then you change it. But you can't be changing in a big project like this, because this is no small feat. The game was made from scratch, from the ground up. It's not like we just downloaded an asset pack and put together a game in Unity.
You didn't flip a bunch of assets.
What's that?
You didn't flip a bunch of assets like half the people.
Exactly. Like everything was made from the ground up, including the engine. Everything.
Wow.
Like Brooks even made the software that he used to make the sprite art.
Wow.
It's really awesome. Going into it, because, and if you notice, if you turn the game on, we don't have powered by this, powered by that, powered by this.
Right, a million different logos in the beginning.
Yeah. this is our thing, and also it helps when you're when you're looking to publish the game if you don't have all of these like hangups and stuff. But I mean, I'm digressing a little bit, but we knew early on, okay, we had a couple models that we're going off of. We're going off of Shatterhand, Batman, DuckTales. Like we wanted this level of difficulty that's there, but if you just stick with it, you're going to beat it. There's no way. I mean, if you sit down and actually give it the good old college try, you're going to beat Street Cleaner, the video game. And at first, things aren't going to make sense. And then after a while, kind of like you're playing Punch Out.
Right.
And then you get to that guy and you're like, there's no way I can land a hit on him. And then you realize he blinks his left eye before, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. That's exactly what we did when we made the game. Is like, there are things that seem impossible, but if you just like play it enough, like play it a couple times, it might take you 2-3 times to beat a boss, but that should be about it. 2-3 times when you realize, oh, I get it, I could dive kick off of this and then whomp the crap out of him up there and blah blah blah.
Absolutely.
Taking notes.
Yeah,
Blinks left eye and then slide drop kick from the
that was the thing. And there's a dive kick in there, and so like you can't even beat the first level if you don't dive kick. So we force players to learn, hey, there's a dive kick, and the dive kick is just OP. If you watch the speedrunners, because speedrunners got a hold of the game and started going, like they just like pretty much only use the dive kick, just dive kick through the whole game.
That's awesome.
And
I want to see
it's pretty
speedruns
rad.
of that. But I just want to.
You hit me up and you were like, it's too hard. And I was like, it is not too hard. There's, and I was like, just turn on, and we put accessibilities in there.
Right. You like put the old man mode on, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it.
No, that'd be like I watched the first half of your movie, but the story was too hard to follow, so I turned it off and I watched Mickey Mouse.
Let me just say,
I made a whole second half of a movie. Go watch it, Dennis.
I am still playing it, and you're right. You're absolutely right. It is actually, I don't want to say that I take it back because it is a hard game, but you got to remember. Well, I'm saying this like you don't know it. You obviously are informing me, and I forgot. Nintendo games, the games of the era, they weren't easy games. Like the games that you were mentioning, right. The Batmans and stuff like that, like they were of a certain difficulty. Like, oh my god, did you ever know anybody that actually finished like Ghost and Goblins? Like, I don't even think the person exists.
No.
There was no like spawning and saving back then.
Oh my god. And then you beat
it.
You
had to like go from the beginning of the level.
You beat it and they're just like, okay, now you gotta beat it again. Like all over again. You start at the very beginning with nothing and you have to beat the entire game a second time, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, like I was like playing, I think it was Roger Rabbit. Like I was like, hey, I'm gonna put on Roger Rabbit, and it's kind of like I was trying to play it from memory because I had it when I was a kid, and you have to get the boot in the sewer, and then you take that to the thing, and then you use the thing to get the thing, then you search through the cupboard because now you have the key so you can get the thing, and then you die, and you're like, oh, okay, well, let me just pick up. Oh, wait, you mean I have to do everything all over again? Like that 2 hours? Like I have to do it all over again, So at least we didn't do that to people. We put checkpoints and stuff.
Oh, totally. And you have a cool checkpoint. Yeah, indeed. You have a very cool checkpoint system. So we're going to talk about your checkpoint system after this. Because we're going to give a little music break here, and we're going to talk about this song that we love to hear when we're at street cleaner shows. Jules, you love this song. Who doesn't love this song?
Dude, yeah. You know what? It's amazing if you watch, because I haven't had the fortune of seeing Street Cleaner live, but when you catch these videos on the internet, on YouTube, yeah, this song slaps. It's from the Revenger EP that you dropped back in 2018.
Yeah.
And so this is a meat beater classic. It features quotes from RoboCop, of course. And this is it. This is Bitches Leave. And you're listening to it right here on Night Ride FM.
Bitches leave.
And that was Bitches Leave by Street Cleaner. Very cool.
By the way, quick shout out to my homie L.E. Munoz over in YouTube.
Very nice. All right, so we are talking about Street Cleaner and Street Cleaner the video game, and sooner or later we're going to talk about your music and stuff like that. We are playing your music, so that's cool.
Yeah, hey, thanks.
But I'm digging into the games. I'm loving the new game. I'm still playing it, and I say new. It's been out for a couple years now. And if you guys have not played Street Cleaner the video game, just go out and you guys have it on what? Switch? You've got it on
it's
everything.
on Switch and Steam, and it'll go on sale periodically. So if you
You've got
wish
it on
list
PC.
it, or,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Switch. Yeah.
yeah, I mean it was built. It was we like made it for the Switch. That from day one, it was like this is going to be a Switch game, and it was kind of up in the air for a second if we were going to be greenlit through Nintendo to publish it
That's
ourselves.
right.
So we didn't know if it was actually going to, because we're just dudes, and so I mean Steam was always an option. So we actually went ahead and put it through on Steam, and then I don't want to say like close to the 11th hour, Nintendo hopped on board after we had a lot to show. And once they saw it, once they saw a lot of what was going on with Kickstarter, and then they saw the trailer and stuff. Next thing we know, there was a dev kit showing up and all that fun stuff. So
That's pretty wicked. I didn't know how it really worked with Nintendo. I guess they do heavily vet their games, but they've been putting out a lot of indies on their system, which is pretty cool. I think
for the most part, like there are publishers. There are these like workshops. You'll notice that there's these companies that what they do is they take existing games, like indie games that only have a PC release, and then they will like you'll see a game come out on PC and then get popular, and then all of a sudden they'll be like it's out on Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch, and it's usually some third-party company, and they're like, hey, we'll port it over, we'll publish it, and we'll take 70% and that kind of thing. So a lot of the games you see that make it over onto those platforms are because they're like a third-party company that's doing it for a percentage. I mean, it was important for us to do everything first party, So for us to do it in-house, for us to be greenlit, for Nintendo to be able to work directly with them was pretty special. And a lot of people are like, hey, when you getting on PlayStation or when you getting on Xbox? Well, when we make a game that would work well on those platforms, that's when we'll go there. But honestly, what we have in mind and what we're working on is very Switch or Steam Deck oriented. So those are going to be our platforms.
Yeah, it's got a niche thing. It's not like you don't need like the biggest graphics processor to drive the little street cleaner guy with his bat slapping down the rats and whatnot. But
yeah, and
it's
also
hella fun.
I don't know if you really want to sit in your living room and have your whole family have to sit there while you're playing a throwback sprite art game on your giant 150-inch TV.
Right,
you
4K,
could if you wanted to. It's
4K graphics for slotting digital rats. But it's still cool. Like, it's still fun to watch people play, and they do port things over to like they have. Let me think of the most recent pixel art thing I played on I would say the Battletoads. They got the Battletoads reboot, and then of course they got the River City Girls, which is a pixel art game. Shout out to Megan McDuffie for doing such a banger soundtrack for that. But yeah, man, it's cool. It's a nice little niche thing that you got going on, and the game's fun. And we were talking about the save states, and my favorite thing is the little telephones you would go to, and you would make a little telephone call, and that's how you would save your game state, which is kind of a quality.
Yeah, in the first game, like when we have, I have a phone booth in my backyard. I have I bought a payphone, and
like a real phone booth.
Yeah, there's this payphone sitting at a gas station down the street on the corner of my block, and it was just sitting there for decades. And I went up to the owner. I said, "Hey, can I have that?" And he's like he sounded like that guy from Star Wars. He's like, "You buy from me, yes?" And I was like, "Okay, sure," And so I gave him some money, and I took it home, and I just like made like a summer project out of like taking it apart, and not destroying it, and just like revamping it and bringing it so now I have like this really beautiful, pristine phone booth, and so when we were trying to think, like, okay, Castlevania has like the what do you call those things? Candelabras, you know?
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden has like floating bugs for some reason, you know, like what are we gonna do in Street Cleaner? And we're like, hey, how about the phone booth?
Gotta
like,
be a phone booth.
You know, that would make, you know, so you know, you walk past a phone booth and that's your save state. And so we really blew that up for the next game. Is, you know, like now the phone booth is going to have a lot of interactivity to it, you know.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and part of that is getting rad people involved, and you know, so you might see some cameos. You know, if you might be walking past the phone while it's ringing, or you might see a phone number scribbled on a bathroom wall or something. Want to dial that and see where it goes. You know,
like what kind of cameos? Like maybe synthwave people in the scene, possibly something like that.
Mainly like historical figures, Abraham Lincoln, Genghis Khan, anybody from the first Bill and Ted's movie. No, you've got some in there. Yeah. Good old argument with a pizza delivery guy.
You just hit me up out of the blue. You're like, I need some goofy shit. Can you say goofy shit on the mic? I'm like, dude, you came to the right person. Like, that's my forte.
yeah, hell yeah, man. And it's fun, you know. Like, it is the way that people really responded to it, you know. And so like. It at first it was like, this sounds like a fun, you know, neat idea, you know, and so I started implementing it. I started taking these phone calls, and I think people will, when players see it in action, it'll make more sense. It's kind of hard to describe, but like you know, but then it got to the point where like, okay, now I have to transcribe these because there's going to be subtitles throughout, you know, the game. That's going to be an option because we're really into accessibility. Oh, you know,
right.
And I got to the point where I have just folders filled full of voicemails that I have to transcribe by hand because. And it's really, you know, you get people in there like the 80s guy who has a very thick accent. And so we're debating on, do I ask him what he said? Or do I, you know, like, I think eventually we figured it out, but it's almost like doing a verbal Sudoku. Like, it wouldn't make sense if he said this, but that does sound like that's what he's saying, you know. And
that word has to begin with an E, and this word, it ends with a C, and we only have the choice of 4 letters that can go in there and actually make words that make sense.
Yeah, he says something, and it's kind of hard. It was hard for me to decipher, to try to, like, you know, and we couldn't quite figure out what he was saying. And so we had like 5 different like things that he could have been saying until it clicked when I realized he was saying, "Don't make me send my T800 after you." And I was like, oh, boom, that has to be it. Okay, that's exactly what he's saying. Don't make me send my T800 after.
That's perfect.
You know?
Now, are you going to be
wondering, do I have to get James Cameron to like give me a release so I could say T800?
Yeah, right. I mean, just, I guess, keep an eye out for the emails. So now, what I want to know though, with the sound bites and all that, are you going to like, did you like digify it, like make it sound like, or is it like what is the bit rate of the actual sound bites that are being used? I'm just interested. Or is it going to be a surprise?
Yeah, I edited each one. You know, different calls have different contexts. So, you know, whether they're incoming calls or outgoing, and whether, you know, if they, you know, could possibly play a pivotal part in the game's direction on you know, where the narrative goes, if it's diegenic or if it's fourth wall breaking or something, you know, and yeah, I kind of crunched them down and filtered them to make it sound like they were coming from the other side of a phone. You know, I didn't want it to be like, I mean, because the game takes place in 1980X, so you know, it's can't be super high bit rate. It's got to sound like
right. I was gonna say, I was hoping you wouldn't get that, like, I don't know, what's the bit rate that they use now for regular voice?
44.1K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like,
there's some in there too that you know Teal, right?
Yeah.
Teel. He did a couple like commercials, like, because I was like, hey, come up with something crazy. He sent me a couple commercials. He's like, come down to Crazy Eddie's GMC, you know, like thing. And so I went full on like over the top bonkers with his and put in background music and stuff like that, trying to make it like like, there's circus music playing, do 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 do, come on down to Crazy Eddie's GMC wagons, the kind of thing. And
I love it.
Just trying to get silly with stuff. Oh. But it'll be really fun. I mean, I'm trying not to say too much. People will, when you're playing the game, and I think here's a good place to kind of like leak that stuff out, I guess.
To leave the rest to your imagination and anticipation for the wonderful game called Street Cleaner, the sequel.
I'm going to try to get like an AI voice in there somehow, so it'll actually say your gamer tag, so it'll freak people out. Like, what the hell? Ah!
That would be cool.
So
I love the fourth wall when it gets broken.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Another idea I was having was like, I'm not going to do this, but I wanted tombstones, right? And if anybody on your friends list that hasn't logged in for 6 months, their names were going to end up on the tombstones.
Oh.
But then I realized like that could have some really nasty consequences. Like there really could be friends that have died or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, you would probably definitely get emails from that one. Yo, my friend.
You might have certain synth artists calling you out on social media.
How dare you? Yeah.
I mean, I'm just theorizing. I thought it would be a funny thing to do, but because there are games that like you have access to that API on Steam, and there's certain games where like there's this card battler game that my son plays where like, and some of the NPCs will be the names of people on your friends list.
Oh,
even
that's
though
fun.
They're not there. Yeah.
You could do it in a positive way, like maybe have a phone book or something, and you can have like all the friends in there and stuff like that you can find and whatnot. I'm just like making shit up, but
well, now I can't use that because then I'd have to pay you royalties.
I know. See, I throw out the ideas there, and yeah, of course I want kickback. That's how things, that's
and Dennis
the game
is
in
very
business,
litigious.
man.
Yeah, more litigious than Nintendo.
That's right. Yeah, I work cheap though. I'm full of dumb ideas that I can't do nothing with it. So that's why I guess I have this show. That's my outlet for dumb ideas. And every now and then something is not so dumb. So I guess that's cool. But yeah, your music and your video game is like totally awesome. Not dumb at all. Fun. Fun, silly, crazy, wacky, but it's really awesome, and you can tell that you guys put a lot of love and effort and time. So yeah, get the original, get the sequel.
Right.
Do you have any like ideas as far as like how far are you along in like your development cycle? Do you see like years coming in front of you, or are you guys like wrapping everything up, or were you even allowed to say?
I got it. Like things are really coming together. I can't stress enough that my buddy Brooks is definitely the heavy lifter on the project. And this is ultimately like these are his babies, these games. And he's been with me since day one, since the inception of Street Cleaner. Since and so it's been really neat to be able to work with him on stuff. But the philosophy that that we have is like let's just, it'll be done when it's done kind of thing.
Yeah, man.
We don't want to get feature creep by like delaying it because we want to add another thing, but at the same time, like if you make promises, then you get held to those promises. And nothing sucks more than when people who generally like you or are excited about your game start treating you negatively because you're not delivering on a promise, and that's just kind of like one thing we can avoid if we don't announce when something's going to come out. Then we can avoid altogether like the vitriol that will happen when people are like, so much for July 1st. It's like,
especially that happens a lot in the video game world.
It does. Yeah. Unfortunately, it really does. And people just forget because all they have to obsess over is that one date, but they don't realize everything that goes into it and all. It's like you have to almost be a fortune teller to be able to tell what magical date everything's going to be done, but you get a lot of hang-ups.
Because I think you mentioned on one of your tweets, you're going to be dropping this on the Apple Vision Pro too, right?
Right? Shit. No, I got a question about that. Is there an Apple? I mean, the existence of an Apple Vision Pro implies the existence of an Apple Vision.
Actually, I think I have an answer for that, although I'm not an expert, but I might have heard some inside commentary from somebody who obviously knows more what they're talking about than me.
All right.
What they're going to do is they put the Pro out for the early adopters. That's the people who want to spend $3,500 for a VR.
Insane.
And then what they're going to do is 6 months down the road, it's going to be sort of like the Pixel phones, and they came out with the Pixel A series.
The A series.
And it's a little bit cheaper, and it doesn't get everything. Like they put out the whole bells and whistles.
Apple Vision Semi Pro.
Right, Apple
Semi-Pro.
But I don't know. Everything Apple does is like to the elite, you know. But
Apple Vision RC Pro Am.
Now that I might buy. That was my game back in the day. All right, so we're going to talk about some more video games, and we might get to your music too, but we're going to play some Street Cleaner music right now. And this one here is You and Future Holotape, which was also not at Neon. I haven't seen that gentleman.
Ernest has been keeping a low profile.
He's been off the grid, I guess. Is that what they say? People are off the grid?
He's too busy buying more gear.
He's got a lot of gear, for sure. But we're going to go ahead and play...
A lot of gear. I got to say, out of all of the acts I've played with in my life, I got to say Future Holotape brings the most up on stage.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. He was wicked in
like a drummer.
Rhode Island. Yeah, he's got in him. Yeah, it's Julie, right? That's his other half of Future Holotape, or at least was in the 2018. Yeah. And then I love the dueling keys. They right next to each other, just kind of like riffing back and forth.
Modular synths.
Doing modular synths.
All the wires all tangled up romantically.
Yeah, it's wicked. Cool stage show, but we're going to go ahead and play this track right here. This is Street Cleaner featuring Future Holotape with Viper Force right here on Night Ride FM. Enjoy. And that was Viper Force by Street Cleaner, featuring future holotape. Very cool.
Hey, I gotta say something about that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool song.
It's a rad song. Oh, wait. I thought you were going to say more than that. That was it?
No.
I could have said that.
Ernest, I believe, was the very first person I met in the synthwave world back in like 2013.
No shit.
Yeah. So he doesn't live too far from me, and back in the day, so I guess about 10 years ago, it was there. I don't remember there being a name for synthwave. I mean, we just say it like it's always been around, but it really, synthwave meant something different back then. Synthwave was more of like the front 242 type minimalistic stuff,
Yeah.
And I think it got co-opted around like 2014 is when it really started getting used for what we know it as,
Right.
But
even before Drive? That's interesting.
What's that?
Even before Drive came out, you think?
Oh yeah. No, for real. I mean, at least as far as I knew, like there was.
Even after.
There was synthetics.
I don't know how time works.
FM. Yeah, there was Synthetics FM, but I don't remember them actually ever really using the word synthwave.
Yeah, even in Drive, nobody said that they were synth. In fact, most people say that they're not synthwave. The people who were like in Drive and affiliated with Drive, like they were like, we're not synthwave. Like Electric Youth.
Yeah, but there was a Facebook group, and that was run by Ernest, and that was like the only place that I could find where it was like-minded people that were kind of like into the similar stuff, and so it was Ernest was one of the first people I met, if not the first person I met, and the first actual like synth show I went to was a Future Holotape show, and it was really, really rad, being able to meet people in person, that were into this thing that I felt like at the time, like maybe, only a small group of people were really into, it hadn't really, Stranger Things yet. So, so it was really, it took so long for us to finally do a track, which I believe was probably what's the date on that? Like 2019?
I don't even know.
Yeah,
I have zero research done here.
It was like, well, I mean, I wrote it. I should know, but and I don't.
I don't even know half the stuff I do.
Finally able to work with him, and I still stand by that. Like, I think my best music is collaborations I've done with people. The song I did there that you just heard with Future Holotape, the song I did with The Encounter, those end up being like the best music that I'm able to write is when I have someone like-minded person to like bounce ideas off with, and kind of like we kind of like hype each other up, like, oh my god, that's cool, hey check this out, oh my god, wow, that's really cool, like do more of that, and then next thing you know, like somebody's making a Miami Vice anime music video on YouTube that has 1.4 million freaking plays on it.
It's incredible. Yeah. I like that. That's really interesting that you say that. There's a lot of artists out there that are like the exact opposite. They're like, I can't collab with anyone because I just don't want to give up that freedom of that thing, that driving creativity that you have. But you're kind of like the opposite. I'm kind of like the opposite too.
No, I mean, there definitely are, collaborations that I've gone into before that just didn't work out, and then it's really frustrating when you send somebody stems and they do something with your stems that just completely like defile your idea, and there's a collaboration that's out there that I really wish wasn't, because like what they had taken of mine and what they had just contorted out of it really doesn't represent what I was trying to do. And so that does happen, and it sucks.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until recently that I kind of started getting more comfortable with telling people like, hey, I'm just not feeling this, and I'm not going to say any names, but recently I was working on a collaboration with somebody, and and it was a prominent artist, but it just after a few different back and forths, it just nothing was really gelling. So I was like, I'm just not feeling it. It's just not working out, and we moved forward from there.
But I think that's important. I think that's important that you do things like that. And I think it's the same thing with any type of creative endeavor, performance, or even friends and stuff like that. People have people that they gel with, and they have other people who are like, oh yeah, it'd be super awesome if we could be friends. And then like you hang out with them, and you're like, it's just not happening. It's not like they're a boring person or you're a boring person. It's just like you're just not gelling, and that's totally okay. That's the thing about relationships, and I feel like every collaborator is kind of like a relationship, and it's sort of like me and Jules. Like, I had no idea what I was getting into. Of course, Jules had no idea what he was getting into when we started this show.
Not at all.
He's like, who's this idiot to hit me up out of the blue? But I think we've kind of grown to the point where, I don't know, like, I don't think I could do this show. I know I couldn't do this show without Jules. Like, just straight up, because he does all the work. It's just like that. No, seriously though.
Do anything.
You have this other part that I feel like I'm lacking, like knowledge and brain power.
It's
Really
it's
awesome
funny, though.
video game collection.
Awesome video game collection and T-shirt collection that is like just incredible.
Everybody I know in the scene has new synthwave before I did.
We did come into it late.
That much of an old hand when it comes to synthwave. I
don't know. I think
like
people like to claim that they knew something before. Like a lot of folks like to claim things.
It's like the Valerie, like all these people who like throw around. Oh well, the Valerie Collective.
I knew nothing before.
I'm like, who are you talking about?
Before 2016, I knew nothing.
Right?
Nothing. So really, honestly, like it's only been a couple years that I've been. People say that we're like, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but people have said that we're not pioneers, but we kind of like, what's the word? I don't even know. Like we're curators of the, like we're not. We're just two dudes that just like to.
I showed up on a
we're just Andy wannabes.
Now he's an OG.
Because he's a cool guy,
and he got to interview Gunship, and I'm really jealous.
I showed up on a first gen synthwave playlist on Spotify, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. Like I never at any point in time ever considered myself to be first gen. But whoever put it together, thought that there was a something probably from Payback, deserved to be on there.
Yeah, for sure.
I was pretty proud of that.
Well, if you're in a thing before you even know what the thing is, I think it's safe to say that you're kind of like an OG in the scene.
Oh yeah, I used to call it. I used to call it monster truck music. I'm serious. So when it started, I have a fascination with dead media. Like I have like the room I'm in right now has hundreds of laser discs and Betamax tapes and all that stuff. Like I love antiquated dead media.
Oh, do you have 8 tracks?
No, those are garbage. What the hell? Anyways, no, I don't have 8-track because by the time 8-track was done for, there wasn't really any media that I was interested that would have been on an 8-track. You know what I mean? Other than some like Cheech and Chong skit tapes or something, like it's 8-track, embodies an era that I don't have any nostalgia for. Meanwhile, Laserdisc is definitely like right there in the sweet spot.
I should get
like
myself some Laserdisc because I've got that Panasonic game like Laserdisc.
You have a Laser Active.
Laser Active, yeah, but I have no Laserdisc.
Yeah,
I should get some like Genesis or TurboGrafx games on Laserdisc and maybe
that
a
would
movie
be
or
wicked.
two.
Yeah, I got rid of my. I had 3. I'm not trying to like but I had 3 Laser Actives because like you would just find them in pawn shops and secondhand stores, and they were always listed as like DVD player or something, and then all of a sudden at some point in time they became like really worth a lot of money to the point where I was like I can't afford to have these sitting on a shelf anymore. I have to sell this,
Well, you're pretty good with like putting things together and stuff. Like I saw you like. Don't you like put together and fix like arcades and stuff like that? Like something that takes like talent.
I've got I just picked up a Double Dragon arcade cabinet recently that I'm in the middle of restoring, so I'm bringing that back to life.
That is wicked. All right, we're going to play another track, and then we're going to talk about some other stuff. And, so shout out to this next track. This is a little tune. I don't know, Jules, do you want to set it up?
Well, yeah. So, I don't know. Like, maybe we should talk about the video game. Street Cleaner video game.
We should talk about that again.
But, anyways, we've been gabbing on about the video game, and we probably should play a song from the soundtrack of said video game. So,
That's right.
From the Street Cleaner video game OST, this is In This Together, right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was In This Together by Street Cleaner, the video game.
Dipping it low, brother. Yeah.
Dipping it low.
Dynamic range. Ooh,
yeah.
Now that was remixed.
You know what?
Yes.
So it's a good segue. We were talking about this behind the song here, but you recently dropped just 2 months ago. You dropped Street Cleaner, the 10-year anniversary edition album.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's got like revamped, remixed versions of banging songs.
I'm gonna pull it up just so that I could refresh my mind what's on there. I mean, originally Street Cleaner wasn't the artist name. It was the name of the movie that this was the soundtrack to, and it wasn't until later that it was like, hey, I should do a sequel, you know. And so like I kind of like had created this music kind of without putting it really up on the internet, you know, so much as like sharing zip files and, you know, that kind of thing. And I did have it up on Bandcamp in 2013, but that was it. You know, it's kind of like I was still kind of learning how to do things, I guess. And so I had tried to create like this like augmented reality soundtrack. Like this is a found soundtrack to a movie that you don't remember, you know, kind of thing.
Yep. And
called Street Cleaner. And we went and we found this really cool dark alleyway, and Brooks is an awesome. I'm bringing him up a lot because he's like the silent partner to Street Cleaner, but he's a great photographer. But he had recommended a friend of his, like, hey, let's go out with this guy Chris Herrera, and we're gonna do some photo shoots, like try to do some stills from the movie, you know. And so for a whole night, we just drove around San Diego and went to various areas. You know, in an arcade, went to the beach, went to like, you know, this little hill looking over a city, you know, that kind of thing. And then the very last little area that we did photos for the night was in this alleyway in San Diego. And so I just kind of stood there stoically, you know. At the time I was wearing like a hockey mask or like not a hockey mask, but like a balaclava. Yeah. And I just kind of stood there with the baseball bat in my one hand and the balaclava in my other hand, and in this alleyway. And when we were looking at pictures, like that was the one that stood out, and we're like, yeah, that's going to be the album cover, you know, that one right there. And so, you know, I released the album, and that was the album cover and stuff. And then here it is 10 years later, and Brooks and I are talking about like, hey, wouldn't it be fun to kind of do like a 10-year anniversary kind of thing, release of the album. I don't have the original project files, so we couldn't do an actual remaster. But I did have some of the original dubs before the compression, the internet compression hit it, you know?
Oh, wow. So
I had sent all of these songs, plus a couple unreleased songs from 2013. There was more like it was more of a movie soundtrack in that it was like it would have an up song and a down song, you know, kind of like a more silent, like, you know, emotional bed followed by like a more of a dance track. Okay, this is the club part, you know, and that kind of thing. And but I ended up removing some songs out of it because it was like too long, too kind of like boring, I guess. So I actually re-added those back in there, remade a couple of the tracks, and got some other songs from that session that I had released later, like a year later. And I had sent all 20 of those songs to a guy named Viking Guitar, Eric Peabody, who is just an amazing engineer. He was able to take these raw wave files and really just give them a good punch up, you know. And so I can't call them remasters, I call them revamps, because he was able to just process them in a way that almost made them sound like remasters, you know. Like, I don't know how, you know, like he was able to get in there and actually just really get into the dynamics of these songs, and just made them all feel like they all belong together. And not just that, but there's instruments that are buried in there that I totally forgot were in there, and in his revamp version somehow they pop up, you know. And I was like, wow, I totally forgot that drum roll was there. Wow, I forgot that little embellishment was there, and that kind of thing. So I was able to put all that together. And then when it came time to do the album cover, you know, Brooks and I were talking again about like, oh, hey, you know, well, maybe because, you know, we still have the folder of all the photos that we took, like maybe there's like a B-side photo that we could use or something. And Brooks is like, why don't we just call up Chris and see if he wants to go out and redo the album cover in the exact same location, you know. And here it is 10 years later, you know, and it's just like, I guess, cool. So I hit him up on, I think, Instagram, and I was like, hey, are you free on Thursday? Like, I'll take you out to get a burrito. And, you know, and it was crazy because here we are, the same three dudes rolling around San Diego, you know, and we're all 10 years older. We're all a whole decade ass older, and just it was just the most surreal thing ever. And we went back to the exact same spot that we took the album photo. And obviously one of the buildings is different. There's now like different lighting, like the road has been like repaved and chopped up and repaved again and stuff. But it's like, so we had to try to triangulate. Okay, you would have been standing about here. I'm going to stand here. I'm obviously the same height, but I'm a few pounds less now, and trying to like, and so we reshot the album cover the exact same, but 10 years later. And so it was just kind of fun.
Yeah, it was totally just really surreal to see the side by side, and it was really cool. I think you put that out on social media, and you just did like the side by side, and I saw it. I was like, wow, that is like really cool, and it's a really fitting thing, really. I mean, for 10 years to go out there 10 years later to take that picture, it's all about like nostalgia for nostalgia, really. In the end,
yeah, it's
a wild concept.
I now have nostalgia on something that was born out of nostalgia. Like I was trying to think, like, if I aged up Street Cleaner, I would be entering like the 2000s right now. I'd be like in 1999. This is. So should I just start making jock jams?
I think you should. I think it's time. It's time for what is that? That pop Euro pop, I think was
Euro dance.
Eurobeat.
Yeah.
Running in the 90s. Acheroku.
La da da dee da 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 da. I'm Street Cleaner.
Do you think you're better off alone?
Mr. Magoo, you may be blind, but I can still see you.
What was that one? Coco Jambo? Yeah, Coco Jambo. Yeah, but I mean, it was really neat to put this little 10-year thing together, and it's free. There's no way you can pay for it, even if you want to.
Oh, really? That's pretty.
Yeah, I'm not going to take any money for this. I just kind of wanted to put it out there as something to like, have. And I mean, it's only on Bandcamp. It's not streaming anywhere because most all the other songs that are here are streaming in their original forms. So I don't want to dilute it up. Kind of like when you go to Def Leppard's Spotify and 3 of their top 5 songs are all Pour Some Sugar on Me, just different uploads. I don't want to do that. But it was really neat, and I went through and I found everybody, I believe everybody that was involved in that first album. Putting this together, I really realized how much I leaned on collaborations back then, because you look at it, it's like the first song is with George Novick. He's played with he's the bass player for Vince DiCola, Rogie is this amazing guitarist, who was in this really badass thrash metal band in the 90s. And then, I was able to find, all these people that I had worked with, and like had to reach out and be like, hey, I'm going to re-release this, how do you feel about this? And everybody was on board, and it was pretty cool. And it's just crazy to think that this is 10 years old, and I'm still in touch with like 99% of everybody involved. It's pretty rad.
It is.
I don't burn all my bridges, brother.
Well, excellent. So if you are listening, you can go right now on Bandcamp and you can download this or buy it or whatever. I think you just get it, acquire it for free.
Click download.
Click download, free. And it's amazing. And so all right, so we did that. We did the Bandcamp. You can also go on Steam and you can pre-order. Can you pre-order the? No, you don't have it up for pre-order because you don't have a title yet.
I haven't even announced the title yet. We'll do that another time.
All right, next time you're on,
maybe you guys will let me reveal the title on your show when it's ready.
Oh, that would be wicked. All right,
so an exclusive.
We're working on the schedule to get you in the new season. But you, in the meantime, can go to Steam right now and get yourself Street Cleaner, the video game,
and the
Switch. The Nintendo Switch.
I was about to say Nintendo Twitch.
The Twitch and the deck and the steamer and the cleaner, and just go all those places. I'm getting them all mixed up.
It's one of the most surreal things to look at a URL, and it's nintendo.com/store/products Street Cleaner the video game.
That's incredible. That's legit, man. So very good. And on socials if people want to check out Street Cleaner, floating around, maybe cleaning up some phone booths or building video games or whatever? Where can we go to check you out?
I'm on Instagram, Street Cleaner 82, because forever ago when I made that was the year I was born, so I put that there.
Very cool.
Somebody's been camping on the @Street Cleaner, and I think he logs in about once every 6 months, so it won't kick it out of rotation. Yeah, he like posts pictures of cats or something. It's like cool. I tried messaging him. He's not interested. Bro, I'll send you some hot sauce. Come on. Also Street Cleaner 82 on Twitter as well. I Twitter from time to time. And,
Very good.
I think that's it.
Street Cleaner 2099 on Facebook. What's up with that?
So 10 years ago, I remember reading Spider-Man 2099 and Doom 2099 and stuff, and it was just like this cool like thing. And 10 years ago, Marvel was not touching the 2099 property. It was an old dead thing, like it's like they killed those characters off a decade ago, and they weren't touching them. And so now that the 2099 stuff's coming back, I feel like a real freaking nerd. Like, it's too late. I can't change a Gmail address.
You're just hopping on trends, man. You big nerd. But that's amazing. So reach out and get some good hot sauce, some video games, some dope ass music for free, or you can give them some money if you want. You can stream it on Spotify. Just do whatever you want, man. It's all good times. And I'm just like I feel like the time like just flew by. We got to have you on the show again. I'm like always enjoying myself. I have a great time when you're on the show. It's always a good time.
Let's not forget, folks should head over to Bandcamp and pick up merch. You still have like things like shirts and stuff to sell?
That's right.
Nah, I don't have any merch myself. However, you can get records. They're still available through EPR. So EPR still has 2 different color variations of Annihilation. Got reprinted, so that's an amazing, like, it's great to get a print, to get records made, but it's an even better feeling to know that like they sold out and it got another reprint, like a second run. So the second run of Annihilation is still available in 2 different color variations. Edge is available in 2 different color variations, and Heatwave Hardware is available in 2 different color variants as well.
Sweet.
So it's I'd say any one of those, obviously, like but man, like the way that EPR goes all out on producing these things, like the Annihilation is a full fold, which it opens up to like a Street Cleaner comic book on the inside, and that was all illustrated by Andrew Trimbley, Stranger, and then the Edge rec, like, so we were like, hey, how can we one up that, and so we're tossing around ideas, and Merrick from EPR was like, hey, why don't we do like this metallic, like not hologram, but almost like a hologram cover for the Edge album cover, and it was like, man, that's gonna cost a lot, and he's just like, I don't care, this is what we're doing, you're worth it, and I was like, man, you make me feel amazing, thank you, I love you. It was awesome. So I we got to go in there, and I had this amazing artist draw this album cover, and we went through and did like a like hologram kind of like treatment to it, which isn't just like a complete overlay. It's not like some shiny film over it. It's like just bespoke to this cover. You'd have to see it to really get it. It's so badass, and I'd say go with the light splatter.
I'm very excited. I gotta check that out now.
I'm posting links in the chats. Well, you know what? Just go to just put the main site. You can find your Heatwave hardware, Annihilation, Edge, all there on EPR Records.
Very good, very good. All right, so we're gonna play another track here. This one's not a Street Cleaner track, but just as wonderful. But, feel free to hang out. We're going to do some birthdays. We're going to talk some things. We're going to talk about some synthwave events and just generally do what we normally do, goof off on the mic, and get ready to wrap up this show pretty soon. But in the meantime here, let's go ahead and play this next track. You want to go ahead and set this up, Mr. Jules?
Yeah, so right after all those juicy seat warmer tracks and, talking about video games, it makes sense we play another chippy tune. So, last Thursday I was DJing, and I was DJing with my mentor, The Advantage, and he had a wicked remix of, do you remember this video game called Top Gear on the Super Nintendo?
Oh, yeah.
And there was a sequel that was also on the Super Nintendo and Amiga. But anyways, the theme song from that. This is a remix by Brazilian artist Baden. Came out last year. It's a remix of the theme song from the Super Nintendo game Top Gear. And you're listening to it right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Baden with Top Gear theme remix.
What a crazy remix. Awesome.
Did we play that last week? I thought we played that last week. I guess not.
No.
I don't know. I have no idea what we're doing, Jules. But I do know that we have birthdays coming up, so let's dive into that. Mr. Jesse, I know you have a birthday as well. We should start off with your birthday. I heard you have a birthday. We do mention, I think, your name when.
How do you guys know that?
Because let me tell you something.
Street Cleaner was born.
I had this friend named Jules who is a semi-stalker on Facebook, and
It's the only reason I friend people on Facebook, so I can find out their birthdays.
Yeah.
Yes,
indeed.
I do have a belly button. I was birthed.
I'm in a situation right now where my laptop says I have 1% remaining. What just happened? Apparently my laptop is about to die. So let's dig in some birthdays before my laptop dies. Not my DJ laptop. This is my show notes. So I'm going to have surprise. Dennis isn't going to be prepared. That's nothing new. So we're going to go and talk about some birthdays. June 15th, which is today, we have Nagram. Happy birthday, Nagram.
That's Morgan, backwards. Who
look at
is
that.
Phaserland's soon-to-be wife.
Oh, very nice, very nice. All right, what else we got here?
Oh, let's see. Tomorrow, June 16th, it's Highway Superstar's birthday.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah.
And I went away from my mic. I was trying to figure out why my thing is not. I bet you my cat ate my wire. That's always whenever something's like, why isn't that working? It's always my cat. It's like my cat or my dog. Anyway, long story short, pets, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Graphic Mercenary, June 17th.
Hey, Adam.
Hey,
Adam, yep.
Awesome, dude.
And let's see, June 19th, it's Bobby's birthday, aka System Glitch.
Hey, Bobby.
As well as the TCR.
Hey, the TCR.
I think it's Thomas. TCR stands for Thomas. It's his full name, just abbreviated.
Very good. Micro Matt Scenes on June 21st. Happy birthday to you.
Yep.
We got to get him on the show one of these days.
July 1st. Let's see here. July 1st. Street Cleaner celebrates a birthday.
It's a me.
It's coming up.
Me.
Wow, it's coming right down the road. Very nice. Well, very good. I think we should play some more tracks here, Mr. Jules. Let's keep things moving and grooving.
Yeah. All right. California artist Dominus Lux sent this track over to me. He hooked up with Montreal artist Late Night Dreams for this fresh new song. And I hope he's still hanging around. He's been waiting around forever for us to play this. But here it is. This is System Tropics right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was System Tropics with I Did It Again, Jules. By Dominus Lux, Late Night Dreams. Very good. To me, like sometimes I get confused. The artist, the title, it's all the same. Sometimes it gets mixed.
By the way, you know what?
If you play the Comtrues game where you take, like Buck Cherry, Chuck Berry, where you take
yeah.
like Luminous Do.
That's exactly it. I get so confused sometimes. But that's just me.
By the way, we mentioned Adam, and he popped into the chat. So welcome to the chat.
Graphic Mercenary. Oh, my man.
Happy birthday in 2 days. And also just a shout out to Kev Tetro, who is in the YouTubes, tuned in. And our overlord Z has joined us.
Oh, very good, Z. That's wonderful. Good day, Z. Or Zed, as they say in the UK. Very nice. Very nice.
Are you playing your ZX Spectrum?
I do declare, it's a BBC Micro.
It's my Commodore.
Oh, are we done yet?
All right, let's play another tune. We gotta blow through these things. All right,
do it.
So it's time to get a little bit harder now. The latest collaboration by UK artists The Phantom Division and Graham Walker, or Waller. So I always say Walker. It's Waller.
Yeah.
AKA Strike Eagle. So this track is some serious metal fun. Think Carpenter Brute.
Okay.
This is Dark Desires. Here on Night Ride FM.
Enjoy. And that was Dark Desires by the Phantom Division featuring Graham Wire. Very good. And yeah, we have so much fun. I'm telling you, Jesse, we have so much fun when you're on the show. This is like just always a good time. We get so caught up in the telling stories and all the fun stuff, live shows. I gotta love it. We're gonna do a little bit of touring information and then some more stuff because you know, we just don't really have a script at this point. My laptop is on its actually no, I did plug in. I finally was able to plug in my laptop, so we're good. So we're gonna dive into some touring and events. We're gonna let you guys know, speaking of Carpenter Brute, who's coming to town. So let's dive in and we'll let you know what some shows are.
You know what? First, shout out to Art Faith and Colin in the Sav, who just joined the ICs.
Right on, right on. All right, so we're going to start off with May 26th. That's gone. To August 26th. So it's a nice stretch of a tour. There is the Leather Tether Tour.
Terror Tour.
I messed it up already. I'm telling you, it's late. And so, yeah, that's Carpenter Brute. You might have heard of them. They're touring Europe. That's very, very rad. So check that out. The Leather Terror Tour. I can't say it. I think it's easier to say tether, you know, because it rolls off the tongue better. I think they should have renamed it.
Leather Tether Tour.
Leather Tether.
All right.
what do we got?
June 14th through to the 30th. It's the European tour. Dance of the Dead is bouncing around. Have you seen the videos? Those guys are filling up like in stadiums.
It's incredible, right?
Tony and Justin are doing well. So yeah, Dance of the Dead tour in Europe right now. I think they're doing a North American tour in the fall.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. June 15th, the
that's right now.
Troubadour. Yeah, that's going on right now. So if you're not there, then Jesse, what happened? You didn't make it over there? Is LA far from San Diego? How far is it from there?
It's a couple hours, but you know, obviously LA is the traffic capital of the world, so a couple hours could be 4, could be 6, could be 2.
Yeah, that's a bit of a yeah. So I'm glad you hung out with us because
no, I would never go to an Ollie Ride show. What the fuck?
That guy, he's terrible.
No,
we love Ollie Ride. Ollie Ride is just
He's
a
awesome.
stand-up guy. He really
And
is.
yeah, parallels with Biter on the keys.
I mean,
Woo!
that alone
Florence.
is worth the price of admission. So that is going on tonight. If
hey,
you
Florence
are not there,
may have a cameo, more than a phone call cameo in the next Street Cleaner game.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Man, it'd be crazy if she showed up as a boss or something.
Oh my god. All right, so foreshadowing. You heard it here first. So very good, very nice little nuggets of information. We're gonna get that title out of you by the end of the show if it kills me. June 17th. You want to say this one, Jules?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Future Sounds, Miami '89. This is in London, England, and it's featuring Future Cop, who's back into the synthwave scene. Morgan Willis, who's just awesome. New Arcades, Iverson, and DJ sets by Patrick Fakeman and a few others.
Very nice. June 22nd through the 24th, we have the OK UK tour featuring Lucy Dreams, I Am Bullen, and Amaya, and we just spoke on that, and we're giving away 2 free tickets. In case you guys missed the beginning, we have 2 free tickets that we're giving away tomorrow on Facebook, the UK Facebook page.
Yeah,
Synthwave.
so go to UK Synthwave.
UK
in the Facebook group and watch for the State of Synth or Dennis post.
The super easy question. It'll probably say Dennis Gruder because I don't think I'm able to post from the State of Synth, but that's my full name, so full disclosure.
Just look for Groot's post.
The Groot. June 24th, we have Turnstiles and Von Kaiser and a DJ set by who is this?
It's so the location is Turnstiles.
Neon
and,
Fakes.
Yeah,
guy.
so some DJ Neon Fucks.
It's Jules.
Neon Fucks is opening for Von Kaiser
And
in
he has
Grand Rapids,
one
Michigan.
ticket. Very good.
Oh yeah, that guy Fawkes.
He fucks.
Yes.
He fucks hard.
Not Guy Fawkes, it's Neon Fox.
June 24th, we have Nitro Wave TC presents Solstice and D Notive.
You want me to do it? All right. So it's going to feature Denotive, Atom Opoka, Finesse, and Sim 1.
Very good.
That's going down in St. Paul.
Very good. Excellent. And we have July 8th, we have Synthwave Night featuring Droid Bishop, Let 'em Riot, and Knight Rider 87 in Portland, USA. That's a sick build.
That's a lineup.
That is
Shit.
a hell of a lineup.
Fish.
So, very good. Check that out if you're in the area, and that's wonderful. So, check out all you want. We have Synthwave events right here on the Night Ride FM blog.
Yep. If you want to head over to nightride.fm/blog/synthwave-events, or just type Synthwave events in your Google search, and the first link that pops up will take you to a list of events.
Right there. All right. Let's play another track. What do we got, Mr. Neon Fox?
Oh, so yeah, I just realized we got 2 fixed tracks tonight. But fixed artist Extra Terra, a French artist, has a new single out with Rogue VHS, a UK artist. That's simply awesome. This is banging. This is steel right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Steel by Extra Terra and Rogue VHS. Very good.
Man, that slapped. My ass is hurting.
That is a smacker tune right there, my friend. Very good, very good. Now, this is the next one that I picked here. This was one of our Night Ride FM submissions, and we're going to dive right on into this one here. German artist Synthbart81. He's got a brand new track out, and this is Infinity. This is a cool tune that I picked up here, and we're going to go ahead and play this one. And you're listening to it. I don't know why we say the radio station every single time, but you're listening to it on Night Ride FM because you are, and you're awesome. So thanks for listening. And here it is, Synthbart81 with Infinity.
Oh, I want you. You got me in my feels. Can't find the way I feel. Oh, I want you. You got me in my feels. Can't find the way I feel.
And that was SynthBart81 with Infinity. Very
Cool track.
Cool track. He's a cool guy. Yeah, man. I dig that track. We got one more track that is going to be, it's actually a Fixed artist, our second Fixed artist of the night. You know a little bit about Fixed, right, Mr.
You know,
Street
I
Cleaner?
got a funny Fixed story that I'd like to share. I don't think I've ever shared this story, but I got an email from Fixed, and so I used to play this game called DayZ, right?
Oh, that's right.
And
That's a wicked game.
I played the ever-loving schnot out of that game, and I even got in with these little groups, and we would all meet up at the same time and go out and go on, like, we didn't call them raids, but we just go out venturing and LARPing and stuff. Not even, not LARPing, but role playing and stuff. And this one guy was just kept on popping back up and finding us no matter where we were, and we realized that he was stream sniping. And so I went ahead and hopped on Twitch, and I found this guy was streaming his stream sniping us, So he was just this lone gunman, he would spawn in, he would find us, he would find a gun along the way, and then he would just start shooting at us no matter where we were, and so I recorded him stream sniping us.
Oh my God.
And so here I am recording him.
Recording you.
Yeah. It's like this multiple layered thing. Meanwhile, he's listening. He's got some music playing, and it's just like nu metal, I guess. I not anything I would ever really recognize, and so I thought it was funny. So after we confronted him, we jumped servers, and stuff. I took that video, I edited it down to like 10 minutes, and I posted it on YouTube. And so I posted the video that I had recorded of the stream sniper, and I just I titled it something like stream sniper gets busted or something stupid like that. Like 4 or 5 days later, I'm at work, and I get an alert on my phone, and it's an email from Fixed. And I was like, oh my God, like I can't look at this right now, but for a couple hours, I just knew, like, why is Fixed emailing me? Like, it doesn't, what the hell's going on? I'm thinking that like, are they propositioning me, or like, what's going on here, and then finally, like, I get like a break, I step outside and I look, oh no, it's a DMCA takedown notice because there's some, whatever Circle of Mud or whatever, music that they own that this guy was playing during his stream. So I was like, for like 2 hours there, I was like thinking like, how should I respond to an email from Fixed?
Meanwhile, it's like, no,
it's just an automated takedown notice. Nah, you're using our music in your YouTube video, buddy.
Oh my God. That's
a dumb
wild,
story.
though.
I'm sorry, I wasted all of your time.
No, it's never dumb.
And this one time at Stream Camp.
Right? Oh man.
That is cool though. Like I really want to get into that game, but I don't know if I have the time to dedicate towards the zombies and all. Like there's
I
only
haven't
like
played it in years. I have no idea what it looks like now.
there's
but it
one
used to be a lot
MMO
of
you
fun.
can play. Like I feel like everyone has one game they can play, and you just don't have time in your life. Like right now I'm playing, like I'm trying to get into Destiny again, and I'm just like, I don't have the time to dedicate my life to
I saw
this.
you guys post. I saw you, Dennis, posting about that Starfield.
Starfield's wicked. Yeah.
I haven't been keeping up on games, but as soon as I found out that there's no transition from space to land, I'm not interested. The whole point of a space simulator is so that you feel the magnitude of space by landing on, like, feel the magnitude of a planet by actually entering the atmosphere. None of this stupid. God, how could you make a space sim role playing?
Yeah, man. And
Man, you know who does it best when it comes like when it comes to like being on a planet and going into space is that one
Elite?
No, I'm having a brain fart.
Outer
It's that
Realms?
Outer
Worlds?
Wilds.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. Then I said the wrong thing, but I meant to say the thing
Outer
that you
Wilds.
said.
That game has the
Oh.
best space traversal atmosphere I've ever felt in my life.
Jules, it will literally give you like a religious experience. Like
It will.
I
It
don't
will
say
give you really, dude. Just the music alone will just give you
It's so
goosebumps every time you
beautiful.
hear it. You'll have
Oh, that's
that.
the one with the kind of like the cartoony, like small
It's
planets that you run
small
around on.
planets, cartoony, but
Right,
it
right.
goes. That game. I know this is. I purposely didn't put our closing music on, which is usually what we do at this point. We put the closing music, like da 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 da, like because I knew we had like one or two more stories. This game, I'm telling you right now, it is so deep. They go so hard into this game. Like, I've never played a game that looked like a cartoon that just hits you. It's like somebody just like shotguns you like right in the chest, like maybe you have like a little what's that, the vest on, but like you still feel that thump, you know, you feel that like that pound like right in your gut, like, and that's that game. When they start like revealing the plot, there's no dialogue, there's no spoken dialogue, it's all just reading. You read the lore.
Reading what you find in the computer, like getting clues, translating things, artifacts, that kind of thing, you know, and then, you know, and as the story reveals itself, it's just this, it's like a come to Jesus kind of moment. It's wonderful.
It's
Wow.
absolutely, and the feeling that you get when you get in the spaceship, you're literally pressing the accelerator button and you're literally lifting off. You can like flip your camera back and forth between the landing position and the regular, you know, forward position. You can flip it to landing. You can see the jets fire off, and you're literally like in like 3D space, and you need to like land on some of these planets. They're like little teeny tiny volcanic planets, or each planet's different, and you have to like land in these little spots, and like to be able to like, you're literally moving your craft. And if you don't, you know, if you give it a little too much, like, what is it called,
chutzpah
or projection, the you know, you shoot your jets off and you fire it off in the direction, and if you go too far, you're gonna end up like drifting and like you getting caught in a tailspin. It's just bonkers.
Okay. I'm reading. This game is available pretty much on everything. It's on Switch.
It's
Windows,
on everything.
Xbox One, PlayStation.
Jules, this is a personal recommendation from me to you, and of course from Street Cleaner. You have a recommendation from Street Cleaner. You got to go play. This one.
Yeah.
That
Best
song.
banjo soundtrack ever.
Best band. I just play that song, the soundtrack. I'm not even making sense anymore.
And of course, the Street Cleaner video game.
And of course, the Street Cleaner video game. And
by the way, I also we're Synthwave News site, but I just realized, because I was wondering a little bit earlier during the show, you guys were getting all warbly, the sound, and I'm like, is my NZB downloader sucking back some shows? And I don't know if people are aware, but season 2 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds has started up. So the first episode's out. And also Black Mirror season, I don't know what season. Black Mirror has just dropped.
That's
incredible. Black Mirror dropped. I was supposed to be watching it with my wifey right now, but I've decided to hang out with all you guys.
We appreciate it, but we do have to wrap up our show because it's over.
Let's do it.
2.5 hours we're approaching, so that's a nice chunk of a show. Let's wrap it up. Let's go ahead and play our closing music. I don't even know if anyone's even listening to the show anymore, but
yes.
Shout out to you guys if you're still listening. We love you guys. Thanks for being a part of this experience. And go buy the Street Cleaner game. Go download the music. Go get the I don't even know if we talked about Chex Quest on the air, but go get some Chex Quest. Go get some Chex Party Mix. Do it up, and go watch Black Mirror and have a glass of whiskey or some Coke, your choice of beverage, and enjoy yourselves. Tomorrow is Friday. We are going to do our contest, the UK giveaway on Synthwave UK. Log in, go there, find a way to get there, and we're going to ask the super easy question and give away some tickets. What else,
Jules? You want to support the station?
Yes,
head over to patreon.com/nightrideFM.
Yes, that. Oh, we have a charity album, too. I don't even think we even mentioned it. It's coming out someday. It's a charity album. It's to celebrate Pride Month, and it's really wicked, and we're going to have some jazzy tracks. It's going to be called Live at Mr. Fusion. I believe you guys have witnessed, we've been trying to ramp up some promotion with Mr. Fusion, our downstairs jazz club, so it's wicked, and that's all for a good cause. It is a charity album. I don't think I mentioned that last time. It is going to the Trevor Project. So
you can hit, I think, put a link up on thestateofsynth.com.
Yes, we will do
Or some
that.
some info about that.
Info.
That folks can find it.
About the charity album. And thank you so much for listening to the show. Jesse, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yes, we got a
Hey,
big
I
thanks
love you
to our
guys.
guests.
Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate you letting me be part of this.
Meet Reamer, you're the best.
Hey.
Always fun. Patreon.com/NightRideFM if you want to support Night Ride FM. TheStateOfSynth.com and click the little buy us a beer up in the top right hand corner if you want to support the show directly. Check us out on Spotify and all the other streaming platforms. Blah 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 blah. MyTuner Radio. Download the app. It's pretty wicked. We have Night Ride streaming on the MyTuner app, available for Android or iOS. Is that it? I don't know. What else do we got?
We are. I think we're still being streamed on Retro Hit Radio down
That's
in
right.
New Zealand, so you can tune into them at retrohitradio.co.nz.
Yeah.
Another 24-hour streaming synthwave radio station on the web, and that's it. You know what? I just want to do a quick shout out. We got one more person who popped in the chat. Brickfist Pow in YouTube.
Breakfast.
Brickfist Pow.
That's great. I love it.
All right. So we're gonna play you all out with the latest track from Fixed Artist 3-Force. By the way, I'm wondering, is this a play on G-Force, like aka Battle of the Planets cartoon?
It could be.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyways, this track is called Get Down. From all of us here at Night Ride FM, have a great night.
And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.